परम पूज्य श्री माताजी को वंदन करके हम सब ध्यान की स्थिति में बैठते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी आज का ध्यान सत्र शुरू करने की कृपया अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए। सामूहिक बंधन। अपना चित्त हृदय में लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे हृदय में विराजिए। श्री माताजी आपकी कृपा में हमारा हृदय निर्मल, शुद्ध एवं विशाल बनाइए। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी आपकी कृपा में हम केवल शुद्ध आत्मा हैं। तीन महामंत्र तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र। जय श्री माता जी। संतुलन करने हेतु अपना सीधा हाथ पृथ्वी तत्व पर रखते हैं। चित्त एड़ा नाड़ी, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के एड़ा नाड़ी पर तमोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व भूमि तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर सामूहिकता की एड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। राइट हैंड गोद में, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की तरफ। अपना चित्त पिंगला नाड़ी पर, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के पिंगला नाड़ी पर रजोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व, अतिरिक्त उष्णता, भविष्य के विचार, अहंकार आकाश तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में, अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें संतुलन दीजिए, हमें वर्तमान में रखिए। अपना चित्त मूलाधार चक्र पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के मूलाधार चक्र पर श्री गणेश जी की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। चित्त मूलाधार पर श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी से सहस्रार पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे सहस्रार पर विराजिए। श्री माता जी कृपा कर हमारा आत्म साक्षात्कार दृढ़ कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी कृपा कर हमें निर्विचारिता प्रदान कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी कृपा कर हमें निर्विचार निर्विकल्प ध्यान में स्थित कीजिए। जय श्री माता जी। इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अमृतवाणी आत्मसात करते हैं। हिंदी प्रवचन, इंग्लिश प्रवचन, नाभि एंड वॉइड, दिल्ली, 1981, पार्ट 1।
Please sit very comfortably. That's very important. There should be no strain on a particular part of the body. For example, when you are sitting, sometimes your feet might feel a little bit numb down. You can change the posture. You need not carry on with any extreme effort or any discomfort to yourself. That's the first thing you must remember. Moreover, some of the people go into tense postures also by stretching their hands too straight, or sometimes going very straight or pushing their head behind. Sometimes they bend their heads also a bit too much. Sit very comfortably with both the hands on your lap in a very comfortable way. There should be nothing extreme to be done from outside. We have to understand the principle of this living process. Then you will know that why I say no use doing any such extreme thing to achieve your goal. The principle is like this, that this room is all dirty, supposing, or it's in a chaos, or maybe it's in darkness completely. You can't see anything. So you enter inside the room. Your goal is to achieve the enlightenment. Some people will say that let us clean the room in darkness with blindness. You start cleaning your body. You don't know what you're cleaning. So there is no need to bother about cleaning when you are blind. Some people think if you clear your mind before realization, you'll be better off. You have tried all those things, but in doing so, you have gone to extremes. It's all blindness. All your work is done in darkness. There is no enlightenment. You have to get your enlightenment first. This is what I have realized, that unless and until human beings are enlightened, they cannot cleanse themselves properly. They cannot understand Sahajayoga. They cannot understand God. They cannot feel their spirit. Nothing is possible unless and until they are enlightened. It is possible, then when you get the enlightenment, you might find that the light is not coming through properly. There's some shaking in the bulb, or maybe there's some shaking in the shade, or maybe that the room is dirty, that you cannot see things clearly, that you cannot see your image in the mirror, your eyes are weak. For all this, you need a bright light. But without getting the light itself, without knowing something about what you have got within yourselves, how are you going to cleanse yourself? Of course, the light may be dim, but still you can see what is the problem, what is to be done, what is to be cleared up. That's why enlightenment is the first thing. Now for this, even if you clean the whole room, even if you do all that, you have not done the perfect job. On the contrary, you might break some things, you might spoil some things, you may slip down. Anything can happen in darkness. That's what happens to people when they do any sadhana blindly. After enlightenment, you know your way through, you know how to go about it, and you understand everything. The another myth we have, that if we cleanse our mind, we can achieve our spirituality. You cannot. Even if this room may be clean, unless and until there is light, there cannot be enlightenment. So the main thing is you have to have an enlightenment. I have known people who lead a very clean and a good life. When they get enlightenment, they get it very fast and have it nicely established very easily, and it is there. But some of the people who lead a very clean and a good life have overdone it to such an extent that they have an ego about it. They think, I don't want anything, I'm perfect, I do no wrong, I'm committing no problem, I'm a very happy person. Such people also get stuck because they do not want the higher things of life. They do not want their spirit to be enlightened. So that also sometimes becomes a very sticky point. Now in Sahajayoga, you have to know that you have the power within yourself. It is there. It exists there. And it is to be just awakened. In some people, it takes time to be awakened. In thousands I have seen it takes no time. The only thing that I would suggest is to keep your mind open, not to become obstinate about things. If you are an obstinate person, the Kundalini is even a greater obstinate thing. Do not be obstinate, just keep yourself open. Do not argue it out. By argument or by thinking about it, the Kundalini is not going to be awakened. On the contrary, when the Kundalini is awakened, your thoughts settle down to such an extent that you feel there is no thought coming to you from your subconscious or from your supraconscious. So, try to keep yourself absolutely open and don't worry even if your vibrations are not felt. The principle is that light is light and the room is room. The light has nothing to do with the room. Only thing, when the light is enlightened, it enlightens the room. The room has something to do with the light, but the light has nothing to do. Whether the room is there or not, light exists. In the same way, we must understand the relationship of Atma and our body, our spirit and our this body, mind and our ego, superego. So many of you must have done a lot of tapasyas, a lot of things which were not really wanted. Thinking that you have done such a lot, you have been to so many places, you have done so much Tirath Yatra, you have been to so many pilgrimages. And those pilgrimages and all these places, you think according to you, should be blissful to you. But actually, while going there, you did not know how to get the bliss from those temples and those places which are holy actually in nature, but are surrounded by people who are extremely negative. Because of that, that mixture was there, and sometimes instead of getting the bliss, you get all the headaches. Today we are going to discuss the void. What we call void in Sahajayoga is different from the way people talk of void. Void is the complete visceral cavity, which is called in Sahajayoga language as Bhavasagara. Many times you must have heard people singing songs, poets singing songs saying, Bhavasagara se para utaro. What is this Bhavasagara? This is the symbol, or this is the reflection of the whole entire universe that is created. This all universe is created by Brahmadeva. He is the one who is the creator, who is the Rachayita of this world, who created this beautiful universe. In that, specially, he created the Mother Earth. He has placed the moon and the sun on both the sides of this Mother Earth, and the representative of the Mother Earth within us is the Kundalini, the Mooladhara. Now this universe exists within us. That is the Bhavasagara. This Bhavasagara exists in many stages in its evolutionary form, and today it is Kali Yuga in this Bhavasagara. I would say it is the dawn of Satyuga at the end of Kali Yuga. In this Bhavasagara is placed in the center, is the center of Nabhi Chakra. And around it moves the center of Swadhisthana. Nabhi Chakra, as you know, is governed by Shri Lakshmi as the power of Shri Vishnu. And the Swadhisthana moves around it, which delimits our own personality and which creates all these different stars within us, or the planets within us. In these spaces, void, are born the incarnations of the primordial master, who is called as Dattatreya. Dattatreya is the innocence of Shiva, of vibrations of Brahmadeva and of Shri Vishnu. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. The essence of these, the innocence of these is embodied in the form of Dattatreya, who is the primordial master. So these masters who are born on this earth are innocence at its best, all integrated together. These masters have incarnated on this earth mainly 10 times, but there have been many other incarnations also. There have been repetitions just to correct themselves. As I told you yesterday, that Muhammad Sahib and Nanaka are both the same personalities of Dattatreya. The instance is given in the life of Guru Nanaka. When he was sleeping, people told him that your feet are towards Makkah, Kaaba, towards Kaaba. He said, all right, I'll remove my feet and put wherever you say. Then they put his feet on the other side, and again they found that his feet were facing toward Kaaba. Then he said, now tell me the place where there is no Kaaba, I'll put my feet. But they could not arrange it at all, because wherever he placed his feet, it was such a maya that always they found that the feet were towards Kaaba. Now Kaaba is a place where you have a beautiful Shivalinga, which is called as Makkeshwar Shiva in our Puranas. From ancient times, it is mentioned that there is a Pinda which is absolutely vibrating and which is there. Now Muhammad Sahib religiously avoided talking about that. He only said, if this stone can be so godly, why not human beings be? But he did not explain much. As it is, whatever he tried to explain, the people were so insensitive and so cruel that they tried to kill him many a times. They gave him poison. Ultimately he died in a very, very bad state. They tortured his life. They were nomadic people. They used to live in tribes, very tribal by nature, and he tried his level best to propagate that there is God and God is above all and I am the messenger of God, but they would not listen to him. Then came, Nanaka, who preached that there should be no enmity between Hindus and Muslims. He preached that because he saw the Muslims behaving in such a manner, they were such fanatics, and they had become so funny that he could not understand how is it, these are the people whom I have made Muslims and what are they doing here? Actually, Musalman means the person who is realized, and Pir means a person whose realization is established. So much so that he said those who have become Musalman should be buried and not be burnt, because he thought they are all realized souls. But realization finished off with his son-in-law and his daughter. After that he had two sons who were great souls, who are really the reincarnation of Lava and Kush. Now perhaps we do not know what happened to Lava and Kush when they were born. Lava and Kush, when their mother disappeared in the Mother Earth, and the father, they were little annoyed with them, went in the north. One went to Caucasus, another went to China. Love went to Caucasus, and from there he became a very powerful king in Russia. Russians always use Sanskrit language. We do not know that how much Sanskrit they use. For example, they will say Kharosho means Haroshivai. The Pravada itself, the word Pravada. Vada is to say. Pra means enlighten. You see their language is full of Sanskrit words. Practically it is absolutely based on Sanskrit. And you say Slav people, Slav, love, Slav. Love ruled there for years together, and about 400 years back, his very distant descendants flew away from there, went to Iran, where there's a goddess Hindolika's temple is there, which is all described in the Puranas, where they used to worship goddess Hindolika. From there they came down and spread all over. It's a big story. Then Kush went to China. That's how you have Kushan in China. And Chinese language is very much near Sanskrit and quite close to Marathi language. It's most surprising. If you hear them talking, for example, they say Ma tse tum. Tse is only in Marathi language they use this word tse. We never say in Hindi tse, or in any other language you won't find it. But only in Chinese and in Marathi language they have this word tse. It's very interesting to see how the spirituality spread into these countries and then how it died out. All these things happened, but then they were born again and again. They were born as Mahavira and Buddha. They are the same. They were born as Markandeya. They were born as Kabira, as Adi Shankaracharya. It was Buddha who was born as Adi Shankaracharya, just to correct himself. Buddha was shocked the way people were going towards Nirakara, that he had to be born as Shankaracharya to tell people, oh God, what are you doing? It was only Buddha who came to correct himself as Shankaracharya. It is so surprising that people are fighting. Buddhists and Hindus are great enemies of each other. But they do not know that the person who really re-established Hinduism was the same who established Buddhism. So imagine the same personality coming again and again on this earth, tries to correct his disciples, again finds that there are two groups he has created. It's a big problem. Now Mahavira also was one of them who was born again and again, and he was Markandeya and he was Kabira. The way Kabira lashes people, you can see that he's tremendous. He's like Bhairava. And the power of Bhairava, Kabira has used in his language. But for Hindi poets, it is Sadukkadi, and they have made fun of it. The best thing of a person who doesn't want to face reality is to make fun of everyone. That is the best way. They said, what does he talk? Ida, Pingla, Sushumna, who is he? What does he think of himself? But he was appreciated very much by the saints, and especially by Guru Nanaka, who included all his poetry in his Granth Sahib. He's included so many of these poetry from all the realized souls from Maharashtra also. But I wonder how many Sikhs know that this was for getting realization. He thought that if you write any book, you see, they tried to correct everything just to make people understand that you have to get to it. First, they thought that if you write Gita, they go on remembering Gita by heart. Then they thought it is better that you write something from the realized souls only together, so that it's a powerful grantha by which people, when they read it, they get vibrations and they'll stick to it. But it is not so. Even there people are just reading it. I don't know how gradually, as we were evolving, we were losing our sensitivity. At least at the time of Rama, people knew he was an incarnation. At the time of Krishna, they knew he was an incarnation. Many people knew. Of course, Rakshasa knew also that they were incarnations. Rakshasas even today know who is the incarnation. They are very sure of it, and they are just frightened of it. But in those days, even common people knew who is an incarnation. Now the sensitivity among human beings started getting reduced and reduced as they got involved into fanaticism. All kinds of tantrism that developed in this country of ours. In other countries also, tremendous movement was there to create fanatics. And these fanatics are diseased people. They are diseased. They are actually the people who are possessed, absolutely possessed. They are not normal people. When they talk, you are surprised. How can they talk like that when they do not know anything about it? But thank God today, fanaticism has reached such a stage that the younger people are understanding the nonsense of it. It's a very good chance for Sahajayoga to come up. In Sahajayoga, the beauty is this, that you cannot now form a cult. As soon as you try to do such a thing, you lose your vibrations. You try any such tricks, you try to be fanatic, you will be losing all your vibrations. Any tricks you try with Sahajayoga, first thing you will lose your vibrations, you won't like it. You won't be happy with it. You would like to keep your vibrations going smoothly and nicely so that you feel absolutely happy about it and joyous. But anybody who tries any tricks with Sahajayoga, you get into problems. Now these gurus came on this earth to remove fanaticism. The last of them came as Shri Sainath. He was the one who has said very clearly, in Marathi he has said it, that to speak ill of any other religion is sin. Nothing can be more powerful than that. There are many people who worship Sainath, many people, but they drink. He was against drinking. All of them were against drinking. Why they were against drinking? Because the awareness is spread in your void. The awareness, the chitta, the attention is in your void and is nourished by your liver. The liver takes out all the poison from your awareness due to bad health, due to bad mind, due to anything from bad effects or negativity, and then it clears out, as I told you yesterday. So this awareness within us gets, you know that our awareness, human awareness, goes down through drinking. These people preach that you should not drink. I mean, the one thing they all preach together, that you should not drink. At the time of Muhammad Sahib, there was no smoking. So Guru Nanak also, at this time he found people smoking with big hookahs. He said, now for heaven's sake, do not smoke. Because they said, you just said that don't drink, so we will smoke now. Like in England, people say, what's wrong in drugs? So drugs were not opposed by any saints. So we can take drugs. So it is in my lot to tell them now drugs are the same. Anything that goes against awareness is not good. I mean, it is not something that they have said no because they were mad people. Whatever they said because it was the truth. If you take drinks of any kind, alcoholics or any this kind, anything that takes you away from your awareness is wrong, because your awareness is to be enlightened. As it is, your awareness is like that. And on top of that, if this awareness is to be enlightened and is full of alcoholism, how to raise it? How to do it? But these days, to talk against alcoholism, one person asked me, Mother, are you going to be the minister of prohibition? I mean, it is impossible to talk to people about anything sensible. Even in a party you go, they'll say, why don't you drink? You should drink. It's such a great thing. You have missed such a lot in your life. I said, Baba, I'm drunk from my childhood. Don't give me anything. I don't need it. No, they'll go on forcing you. You must drink. You should see this is a special thing, that is thing and all that. They have no shame about it. No shame. They think they're trying to be nice. And you tell them, even once if you say, why do you drink? Gone. You are the gone case. You have no manners. You are most unmannerly person. How dare you say such a thing to anyone? Look at these human beings. Such madcaps, I don't know how to deal with them. They think that they should be told, all right, go ahead, drink, kill yourself. How can any saint allow you to drink? Tell me when they know that it goes against your awareness. Of course, these thugs will say, all right, drink as much as you like. Do what you please. You have 10 wives or you do what you please. Only give me a purse to me. Because that is their interest in you. They are only interested in your purse, how much money you have got in your purse, what job you are doing. Or at the most they can be liaison officers saying that already give job to my son or give job to someone. One has to understand that saint is not afraid of anyone. He cannot be. It's a fearless entity, absolutely fearless. It's not afraid of anyone because it is standing on truth. Truth itself gives you that strength to say the truth. But I've learned certain lessons in my past lives that human beings don't like truth. Don't tell them. If you tell them, they'll crucify you immediately. You have to go round and round and put them into problems so that they come round. If you tell them straightforward, don't do something, they will put you, people may crucify me after some time if I tell them don't drink. It is that bad these days. The drinking in England is so bad now that Englishman who used to drink so little is now nothing but a bottle. Since morning he starts it. In third generation you go down. What about our Indians who have gone there? Even the Sikhs who are told not to drink more than Scotch people can drink. It's a shameful thing, and they'll fight that we'll not put a helmet on our head to save our heads from going on a motorbike. Is it written in any Granth Sahib like this to be so foolish and stupid? But they'll fight for that, but not fight for this, that no Sikh should drink. If you are wearing that pagdi, you have no business to drink. They don't think that the essence of religion is more important than all these nonsensical things that you think you are doing. Such a great religion, Islam, such a great religion is Sikhism, such a great religion is Hinduism, such a great religion is Christianity. Everything gone to dogs because the dogs have come into it. They have no sense of proportion. They do not know how to respect their gurus in the right way, putting the gurus in their heart and in their behavior. That's all they should have done. They should have just obeyed their gurus. There was no need to stand on your heads and take mantras from these thugs, paying them money. There was no need at all to do all these things. But no, they thought, here we are doing black market money, let us build some big temples. So they are great Hindus, big temples are built here, black market money going on. Here they are killing so many people, the Muslims, so they must say that we are doing it in the name of God. Very nice. Well, Muhammad Sahib has talked of nothing but Rahmat and Rahim. All the time Rahmat and Rahim he has talked of. See, they were about to kill him every moment wherever he went. It was such a dangerous situation, so precariously he was living and he had to defend himself. So now, we have to defend ourselves from these people instead of these people defending themselves. It's not in defense. It is in aggression. These people are killing others and they think they are doing a great, very great service to the people. Then the Christians, they are one of the worst fanatics. Worst fanatics are the Christians. There cannot be worse fanatic than Christianity. Christianity is one religion which is very clever and cunning. Nobody can beat them hollow. For example, they will do all missionary work. You'll say, what nice people. Doing missionary work. They are looking after our poor people here. Very nice people, very great, generous people. And they'll be converting people. What are you converting them for? Have you got power of realization? Have you got power to call yourself Christians? Are you baptized in the real sense? That is how the Christians have been behaving throughout. They have put up such a big show. This is not God's work, to get some people from the street who are dying, put them in the room and look after them. Is this the work of God? This is the work of human beings. Work of God is just to raise the Kudai. That is the work of God. Not the work of God is to have hospitals and schools and things. This is not the work of God. This is your job. This is you are doing it. But they are taking the name of God to earn money. In the name of God, give me money. Such beggars, I tell you, of the first waters. Begging a man who believes in God will never do. Why to beg? Why to ask for money? On the street they will stand. Nowadays our Hare Rama Hare Krishna is in Oxford Street and beg money in the name of God. Can there be greater sinners than these who beg in the name of God and get money from others and live on other people's money all the time like parasites? This is they have done out of religion or ritualism. Go to the temple. There's a priest standing there. He gives you ghanta. He makes something, puts something on your head. God knows he spoils your laga chakra, what he does. And you think, oh, I've been to this temple, I've been to that temple, I've been to this tirath and that tirath and that tirath. And I've been a very religious man. I tell you, these extreme ideas about God has really blinded us completely from reality. If you want the reality, you must know that God is to be found within your heart. And not in those places. Once you have found it in your heart, then you will know where is the real God, in which temple, and how to approach. Now if I ask you, in Delhi, how many temples are really Jagrut, except for Sahajogis? Nobody can say. You see a stone? Namaste. Another stone might have been brought from some bathroom. Namaste. Is that a real Jagrut one? It is said in the Bible that whatever is produced, created by Mother Earth and by the sky, should not be reproduced. Now what is that created? What is that created by Mother Earth? We Indians know. These are the Jagrut deities, which are created by Mother Earth. These are the Jagrut deities. And that is to be worshipped. And not to get a Ganapati somewhere for 2 rupees. My forefathers have given me, so I am carrying on. I must do their puja. Maybe the forefathers are sitting on that. You won't believe there's a gentleman in Bombay who came to meet me. His name is Mr. Shah. He said, Mother, lots of things are happening. I don't know how. I said, what happened? In my house, I am getting some old deities from somewhere just coming into my house from somewhere. I don't know from where it comes. Sometimes I keep my windows open in the night and I find in the morning there's a deity of silver. Sometimes diamonds are there in the nose of the Lakshmi. And I'm surprised, how am I getting it? And the man is not so rich to have all these things. He showed me, he said, now what to do? I told him, throw them, all of them in the sea. That's what they deserve. He said, from where have they come? These are the people who are very seriously, worshipping those deities without understanding that these deities have got vibrations or not, whether they are Jagrut or not, they are all right or not. Even of plastic they'll make. They'll make of aluminium. I don't know now what they are going to use next to make a deity. And they'll be carrying it on, have no value, have no understanding, have no respect. So the people who own those, they must be bringing it, the old people, and putting in your house. So you better put them in the sea. Otherwise they will not have their mukti. And this fellow is having a giddiness. He is always having a chakkar with these things. He said, what is happening to me? His child is getting into problem. His wife has run away from the house. All kinds of problems coming up. He lost all his money. Every sort of problem coming up, and this date is coming in. He said, should I sell them and get some money out of it? I said, please do not do it. To whomsoever you will sell all Ashubha. These are coming by some dead person using this Bhanamati, they are bringing this down here. But there where he told me, thousands of people wanting just to touch the feet of these bhutas. They thought such a bhoot cannot bring these deities. And that must be God who is coming in the form. It's in the thing was written also, made in near Mumbai Devi and this and that. You mean God is sitting there and making those statues? We don't use our brains also when it comes to God. I mean, faith is necessary, no doubt, but this is after realization. Before realization, it's a blind faith, which can be any nonsense. I've seen such mad people that they just go on pulling out their hair and they say we are doing it in the name of God. Really? Why did God give you this hair? If He wanted you to pull it out like that all the time, morning till evening, sitting and pulling it out? And they develop such nervousness that if they are not properly aware, they will start pulling out from your hair also. It is such a dangerous situation in this blind faith that you form some habits. You know, people have an idea of using the mala. That's why Kabira has Kar ka man ka chhadi de man ka pher. So they will also say, they'll have it in that. Kar ka man ka chhadi de man ka pher. Finished. Even the children have understood the joke. This is what we are doing. That when it is told that you have to have God in your heart and don't do these rituals, you will find these people using that rosary to such an extent that if they are talking, if they don't have that, they cannot sit right. It's like a nervousness in them. It's a nervousness by which they must go on, और मैं तो हमेशा माला जपती हूँ 108 and फलाना, and you feel that the person is about to land up in some lunatic asylum with the number 108.
जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदि शक्ति मंत्र। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं।
सुन लो, हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माताजी, जय निर्मल माताजी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज का ध्यान हम आपके श्री चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारे हृदय में आत्म तत्व जागृत कीजिए, प्रकाशित कीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें परम चैतन्य से आशीर्वादित कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारे भवसागर में गुरु तत्व प्रस्थापित कीजिए। हमें सहज धर्म के मर्यादा में रखिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें धार्मिक अंधश्रद्धा, कर्मकांड और कट्टरता से अलिप्त रखिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें ध्यान की गहराई में स्थित कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपके श्री चरणों पर हमारा कोटि कोटि नमन, कोटि कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन। जय श्री माता जी। सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। जय श्री माता जी। आज के कार्यक्रम, आज शाम का ध्यान ठीक 7 बजे प्रतिष्ठान पुणे यूट्यूब चैनल पर लाइव प्रसारित होगा। आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं पे संपन्न होता है। अब हम सहज संगीत का आनंद लेते हैं। आज का दिन सबके लिए आनंदमय, मंगलमय हो। जय श्री माता जी।
जय हे जय हे जय हे देवी, जय हे जय हे जय हे देवी, मोक्ष प्रदायिनी निर्मल मां। जय हे जय हे जय हे देवी, मोक्ष प्रदायिनी निर्मल मां। धारिणी विश्वकारिणी विश्वधारिणी विश्वकारिणी विश्वधारिणी विश्वरक्षिणी निर्मलमा जय हे जय हे जय हे देवी मोक्षप्रदायिनी निर्मलमा जय हे सदाशिव हृदय स्वामिनी सदाशिव हृदय धारिणी सर्वस्वरूपा सर्वेशी सर्वमन्त्रस्वरूपिणी सर्वव्यापिनी सर्वसाक्षिणी सर्वव्यापिनी सर्वसाक्षिणी सर्वसाक्षिणी निर्मलमा जय हे जय हे जय हे देवी मोक्षप्रदायिनी निर्मलमा जय हे जय महालक्ष्मी निर्मलमा जय महाकाली निर्मलमा जय महासरस्वती निर्मलमा आदिशक्ति निर्मलमा जय हे जय हे जय हे देवी मोक्षप्रदायिनी निर्मलमा जय हे जय हे
तू ही जगत पिता तू ही परम पिता तू ही जगत पिता तू ही परम पिता सबके तुम ही रखवारे तुम हो सभी के सहारे जय जय गणपति